I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thomas Edison. For me, it all started just a few mornings ago with a bowl of cereal. I was putting together a bowl of cereal for myself. You know, open the cereal box, pour the cereal, close the cereal box, set the cereal box aside, open the carton of milk, pour the milk, put the cap back on the carton of milk, set that empty cart aside, grab a spoon, and enjoy, right? Right. Well, as I was enjoying, I was also thinking. I was thinking and eating. Do you ever do that too? I was thinking of other art lessons I could teach you. So I kept thinking, and eating, and thinking, and eating. And then I looked at the cereal box. I picked up the cereal box to get an even closer look. And the more I kept looking at the cereal box, the more something began to click. A sort of idea. An idea for an art lesson I could show all of you. Make a cereal box. This idea, though, there are many possibilities. Do you ever have an idea to make or do something and then think about more than just one possible way to make it happen? You see, at first, I thought maybe we could draw our own cereal box and then color it in. That might work, but not quite what I had in mind. But then I thought, well, how about we just draw on our cereal boxes? You see, we take the cereal box, take whatever coloring material we have, marker, crayon, colored pencil, and color on it. But once I tried that, it still did not feel right. So I kept looking at the cereal box, and then I thought there must be another way. What if we make the cereal box without actually drawing it or on the box itself? But how? Well, we could cut up the cereal box and turn it inside out, so that all you see is the cardboard part without the text or the drawings. It would be a blank cardboard cereal box. Maybe? Still, it didn't feel right. The more ideas that I kept coming up with that I found out wouldn't work, the closer I felt like I was getting to an idea that could work. Does that ever happen to you too? Or then I thought, what if we use our scissors and tape to cover an already existing cereal box with paper? White paper, possibly. That way we don't have to actually do anything to the box, we just have to stick paper to it, using scissors and tape. So I did. I found an empty cereal box, and I figured that if it was empty, then I could assume that no one else was using it. And if it wasn't already empty, I could just take the bag out of the box so that it was empty. I just have to make sure that the bag of cereal is still safe for the cereal inside. So I took the box, and I sized up my paper by placing my paper on each side of the box. And I began to size up the paper the way I really wanted it to be by folding the paper on the edges of the box. I would need to cut down the paper to size so that it would fit on the box the way that I want it to. Now I realized I could have tried to wrap the paper all the way around the box by first taping all these pieces of paper together to create one big long piece, but I would think that would get frustrating really fast. I tried, and it did get frustrating, pretty fast. As I began to fold to make sure that the paper was the right size, I began to cut my paper too, so that it would fit onto the correct side of the box. I then taped the paper that I cut onto the cereal box. This actually took a lot of time, but it was worth it. Now, in making sure that the paper was the right size, I knew it was okay to make mistakes, but I also felt like I really wanted to get this right. Do you ever let the mistakes you make keep you from making something happen? I'm always learning that it's okay if it doesn't come out the way you imagined it in your head. Making mistakes during this project is not the end of the world. I kept folding my paper and cutting and taping it to the box until all the sides of the box were covered with white paper. I had done it. I had actually covered the entire box. My idea of making a cereal box while I was eating cereal had in fact come true. But now what? Well, I thought about it a little bit. What would I make on my cereal box? Was whatever I made on my cereal box the point of the project? I don't think so. You see, the point of this project was not so much the product, thus the cereal boxes, but the process. The fact that I went through all these processes, all these other ideas in order to find the right one. And in finding the right one, I had to go through a lot of mistakes. Maybe we don't have to look at them as mistakes. Maybe we can just look at them as learning opportunities, right? So, the more I kept thinking about this, the more I kept thinking about, well, does it really matter what goes on my cereal box? I could put many things on my cereal boxes. I could put writings, drawings, designs, colors, anything I really wanted to. To be honest, it took me a while to finally come up with something. A long while. Until...
Alright, so this is the cereal box that I came up with today. This video wasn't just about, finding a cereal box and figuring out how to decorate it on your own. This video is all about the art making process, okay? That's why the title is the art making process, a cereal box. What is your art making process? What can you come up with based off of your own art making process? What do you come up with? Not just a cereal box, right? Could be a drawing, could be a painting, could be a sculpture, could be a Lego piece, could be a movie, could be a photograph, could be anything. As you saw in the video, these certain ideas that I had in order to come up with, the cereal box, some of the process didn't really fit with me, all right? Some of those ideas just didn't really work out. But until I found an idea that did work. So, again, this video is not necessarily about going out and finding a cereal box and then covering it with paper and then decorating it like I did. No. This video is about your art making or a art making process and going through these certain ideas that may or may not work and what that does to the end product, to the cereal box. For me, I came up with, two ideas actually. A very specific, super art teacher cereal. It kind of looks like or kind of resembles other cereal boxes that you might see, but I also had this idea of coming up with something completely abstract, because the cereal box has different sides to it. I wanted to do something that I would feel more free rather than feeling like I had to follow maybe some rules as far as text and pictures go. While this video is about the art making process, I question you. What is your art making process? What things do you come up with based off of one idea, going through maybe just that one idea, or going through several ideas that maybe don't work out? What have you made that comes of that? So experiment with different ideas. Don't just experiment with this. If you want to experiment with these ideas, fine. But if you want to experiment with your own art making processes, that is completely cool too. I'd love for you to share what you make, what your art making process is like. That's the video for today. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you all this coming Wednesday because Monday is a holiday. So enjoy the long weekend. Bye.